everyone. Well, today is a great day. It's the 1st of July, and the Hometown Hero program has funded $100 million for first-time home buyers. So if you're thinking about buying a home, this is going to be a great podcast for you to listen to. In today's episode, we're going to share the Hometown Hero program, an overview, some of the program requirements, and we're going to help you access that $100 million. We don't want you to make the mistake and miss out on these funds. Too many buyers, the last time this program came out, missed out on funds, and we don't want that to happen to you. Welcome to the SoFlo Real Estate Show. Ask Athena and Julie anything. My name is Athena Chilicas Barrocas. I'm a top producer and award-winning realtor here in sunny South Florida. I have my co-host Julie Dinda of Radius Financial Group here with us today. Remember, subscribe to get notifications of the new episodes of the show. Hey, Julie, welcome to the show. Glad to see you. Glad to have you here today.
Great to be here. I'm excited about today's topic. Hometown Heroes program funded $100 million for first-time home buyers today, July 1st, right now.
Right now, today, this podcast couldn't be any better time. I am so excited about being able to share this information today. $100 million for first-time home buyers. Well, that is fabulous. That absolutely fabulous. So let's talk about what is the Hometown Heroes program. It's kind of morphed over the last few years, but when we're looking at 2024 and July 1st, this is what I believe home buyers should be thinking about. The Hometown Hero program is offering first-time home buyers in the state of Florida up to $35,000 or 5% of the loan amount, whichever is less, in down payment assistance starting today. And Julie, the program was just infused with another $100 million from the state of Florida.
Wow, 100 million. Yes, the state of Florida is serious about offering assistance to make home buying in the state of Florida more affordable.
You know what? We need to make it more affordable. The unicorn years, what had happened? 40% trajectory in home prices all over the nation. But here in Florida, it is very impactful. We're going to talk about why it has been so impactful and how important a program like this is to all of our first-time home buyers. Let's start by looking at the cost of homes in Florida, Julie. This is incredible. The average cost of a home in Florida, according to Zillow.com, the average price in May 2024 is $400,000. And that price is ticking up by 3.2% annually. So we're seeing appreciation, albeit a slower pace, but prices are only going one way, and that's up. And so now if we look at the average salary in Florida, we get a better perspective. Here's a statistic from ZipRecruiter. As of May 2024, the average annual salary in Florida was only $49,122, or another way of thinking about it, $23.62 per hour. The majority of salaries in Florida fall between $34,000 and $63,000 per year. Julie, I think that says a lot right there.
Yeah, and let's look at some of the salaries for the most common type of professional jobs. So you've got your teachers. They're averaging about 53,000 a year. EMTs are right under 40,000 at 39. Your chiropractors are in the 60,000 range. Paralegals are also there. Law enforcement is $61,000 a year.
None of these professions, and these are all very good professions, none of these professions are even close to being 90 to 100,000 a year. So, we are talking about an affordability issue. We're talking about a wage issue. And I am so happy that the state of Florida said no more. We are going to we're going to super fund the Hometown Heroes program.
Oh, yeah.
Right? I am just so excited to be part of this process.
Absolutely.
So, Julie, let's talk about it. What is the Hometown Hero program? Now that we got
Sure.
everybody so
I'm so
excited.
excited you guys talk about it. Let me tell you what it is. So in short, the Hometown Heroes is it's a first time home buyer program that saves you money. So 5% of the mortgage amount up to $35,000 is available for you to be applied towards your closing costs and down payment. So on a $300,000 loan amount, that's $15,000 that's going to be available to you at closing. This is done through a 0% second non-amortizing mortgage, so which is otherwise known as a second, like a silent second. However, the second mortgage is not forgivable. It's due once you sell the home, you refinance it, or if the homeowner no longer occupies that property as a primary residence. So the Hometown Heroes mortgage program can be utilized not only with conventional financing via Fannie Mae or Freddie, but also FHA and the VA, which actually has a bunch of other wonderful things included in the VA package.
Yeah, it's incredible. So let me just kind of summarize this. That was a lot of really good information. But basically, a home buyer who qualifies for this program is able to obtain up to 5% of their loan value, no more than 35,000. So you gave a great example, that $300,000 loan amount, not price of home, loan amount, gives them $15,000 in assistance. That $15,000 has no interest on it. There are no payments, and it just sits there quietly until the home is sold, when the $15,000 is paid back to from the program back. And so, wow, this is really called a silent second. We don't even know it's there. We got the 15,000 toward closing costs, prepaids, down payment, and we don't even know it exists. It just sits there until the home is sold. What a program. That is fabulous.
Yeah, and just to kind of go back over like the benefits themselves in a nutshell. So the seller concessions for closing costs and prepaids are not needed. The rate is lower than the current market rates. Discount points to lower the rate are not allowed. No origination points are allowed. And the program can be used on a 30 or 15-year fixed mortgage.
Wow. I keep saying wow because I'm just astounded about the benefits. I kind of want to just backtrack a little bit because not everybody has bought a house recently. And again, this is for first time buyers. So, some of these benefits may not resonate really the way they need to. But seller concessions for closing costs and prepaids aren't needed. That's huge. When a buyer goes in and they're trying to negotiate because for inspections or something that's going on with the property conditions, sometimes they say, I need this because I want this, you know, negotiation in closing costs because I don't have enough money. I don't want to spend my safety net. I really need to preserve some of my resources and my money in the sale. I just don't want to pay for all of it. So a seller will concede by giving closing costs. Now with this down payment assistance, that worry goes away. The buyer's no longer worried about their nest egg or having to use all of their savings in order to buy a home. This is an excellent way of doing it. The other thing I saw on here, I heard you say, was that the rate is lower than the current market rates. So not only are the home buyers getting a assistance with hard cash sitting there as a silent second, but they're also getting a lower rate than what's in the market. Julie, that's incredible.
Yes, US Bank is the one that is at the forefront of all of this, and they're literally it's just specifically for this program.
That's incredible. And then you can use it for a 15 or a 30 year. So you're not locked into the 15-year necessarily if you don't want a loan for for the 15 or 30 years. You have the flexibility of choosing, and it applies to all different types of loan programs. So that is super exciting. I just want to go over because I had a question about this the other day, is why is this program different than the previous programs? And the benefit of today's program with the Hometown Heroes is much broader. Julie, do you remember what it used to be? It used to be so complicated.
Yeah, usually the previous year, the Hometown Hero program was actually available to frontline workers. So that would be certain occupations that were identified to qualify: nurses, police officers, firefighters. But it ended up becoming this broad, technically if you worked for the state, but you were the secretary can't get it, but the person that goes on the field and does the work, they can get it. Um, and so at the end of the day, the program for 2024 is available to all buyers who qualify regardless of occupation. And that's the biggest change to this. And now when I say that, your business has to be in the state of Florida. So if you work for someone that their brick and mortar, which means like your office, is in the state of Florida, you qualify.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I love the fact that it's available to all first-time home buyers, regardless of occupation. That is a huge difference. And so, if you were a little bit unsure if this could be a program for you, this could definitely be a program for you. But there is a catch, and this catch is very, very important for you to understand. The catch is the funds are not going to last. It's a first come, first serve basis. And once these funds have been exhausted, that's it. There are no more funds until the state or the program decides that they would like to recast another funding. But procrastination, sitting on the fence, talking to your neighbors, wondering if this is something you should do, that is only going to create an opportunity for someone else to buy the home that you wanted to buy with the funds from from the Hometown Hero program. So, what should you do first? It's really important. Julie, what should they do first? This is the key.
Okay, so the first thing that you have to do is you have to get pre-approved. What do we say all the time? To reserve your down payment assistance funds, you must be pre-approved for your new home loan. But this is the catch. US Bank will only works with specific lenders to do this program. It's very intensive, very labor intensive, lots of T's need to be crossed and I's need to be dotted. So if you're a participating Hometown Heroes lender like us at Radius Financial Group, and you have to be under contract on a home. So remember, the funds are limited, and once they're gone, the Hometown Hero programs just shuts down until those additional funds have been added into the program again.
Yeah, absolutely. So get pre-approved with the correct type of lender. And then, you need to be under contract. So time is, as we say in the real estate business, time is of the essence. There is huge urgency to participate and participate quickly. Julie and I will have our information at the bottom of this video for you if you'd like to reach out. But in the meantime, let's talk about what type of loans qualify, Julie.
Sure. So you're going to have FHA loans, you have conventional loans, VA loans. Like I had mentioned before, the VA loans, they're a little bit more lenient on a lot of things. So VAs should be jumping all over this Hometown Heroes program. Loan amounts are available up to 621,000 for first-time home buyers, and for VA, it actually jumps you up in Broward to 766,550. So it's really, really great on the program itself.
Yeah, absolutely. And the VA at that higher rate is definitely be able to qualify for that 35,000. So that is really, that's really spectacular. So we talked about how you qualify. But let's go into the employment. Let's go into some of the key details in the qualification.
That's
So
okay.
you must have, yeah, let's do that. So
Yeah.
employment, at least one applicant must be employed full time by a Florida-based business working at least 35 hours per week. And we have mobile workers down here since the pandemic or COVID. And the work from home employees also can qualify, but they have to have a specific Florida location confirmed by their employer in writing. So both full-time residents and those mobile workers, you can qualify, but there are requirements that must be adhered to, which we will go over in length one more time at the end of this video. Julie, let's talk about income, because income is one of their requirements.
Yep. So currently income in, let's just say, Broward County is 158,400. So that's your annual income cannot exceed that amount for you to be eligible for the.
Okay. Well, we went over some of the average salaries of some of the, standard professions, and none of those professions have exceeded that amount. So again, what a great program for our
And
residents
just
here in
I'll add
Florida.
one more really quick thing on there. So let's say you're making $80,000 a year and you can be approved for the home without adding your spouse. That makes 90,000 as well, because that will put you over where you need to be. If you can be approved with the house and you're good to go with your single salary, we can do the loan with only you on the loan, and then obviously your spouse would be on the title and the deed and everything like that. But that's something to keep in mind as well.
That's great. Thank you, Julie. Now let's talk about loan limits. Loan limits are going to vary depending on the county. So every county is going to be different within the state of Florida. I sit in Broward, Julie sits in Broward. So I said, let's look at Broward. The loan limit for Broward is 557,550. The loan limit,
And I
not the price of the
and I
home.
will come in and I will tell you that this year it actually increased. So it's
Did it?
600, it's 621,000 for Broward County now.
Whoa, that's
Yes,
awesome. All right. I like Julie's number better. 621, you said, Julie?
correct.
That is wonderful. So thank you, Julie. I'm really excited. So applicants must not have owned a home either in the in the past 3 years. So a first-time home buyer is considered someone who has not owned a home in the past 3 years. So you could have owned a home 5 years ago, sold it, and now want to enter into the market. It's fine. You are considered a first-time home buyer. The minimum score for your FICO has to be 640. Can't be below that. So again, if you need a little help in looking for, ways to increase your credit score properly, reach out to your lender. It's important to do it the right way. Julie, the debt to income ratio, talk to us about that.
So the debt to income ratio has to be below 50%. So that's going to cut off at 50%. So your debt to income is the amount of money that you bring in. It's the amount of debt that you hold has to be 50% or lower. Yeah.
And then everybody has to also complete an approved homebuyer educational course. That's very important. And applicants must work with a participating loan officer from that's approved from Florida Housing. Radius Financial Group is one of those lenders. So, reach out to your lender, reach out to your realtor, make sure you're working with the right lender that's authorized to participate in this program. So the bottom line, Hometown Heroes has been funded today with $100 million. The funds are limited. They will not last. Great program for first-time home buyers. Meet with your realtor, meet with your lender. Julie, share with us some final thoughts.
So I'll do a little plug for Radius Financial Group. So this has been a program that we've been passionate about ever since that it started. Our lenders or our underwriters, which are in-house, are 100% approved with USA Bank to do everything in-house. So your origination, your lending, your underwriting, everything is done in-house. We secure the funds internally. We give the funds at closing. It's a really like a one-stop shop. Another thing that you have to keep in mind, it's only one company that's doing the Hometown Heroes program. So getting different interest rates, like if you go with different lenders and stuff like that, will not work on this program. Essentially, whatever you get when you put your money, when you put your offer, or when you reserve the funds, is what you're going to get for the whole rest of the time. So it's a really great program. You better be taking advantage of it if you can. And we hope to hear from you guys very soon.
Absolutely. Thank you, Julie. Appreciate that. So again, we'll have more information at the bottom of the video for you to absorb, but reach out to your lender, reach out to your realtor, get the right information. And if you'd like Julie and I to help you with that, reach out to us. We are always here to assist. Julie, thank you again for joining us. I love having you as my co-host, and this was a great topic. So
Yep,
thanks again, Julie.
always a pleasure.
Bye,
Commerce.
everyone.